There are 6 keys to consider when going into both factory and woods, but unlike most keys, some of these have multiple uses or there are 2 different keys to access the same room. Let's drop into these 2 locations and talk about which keys you need for loot, extractions and quests. I'm Gaz, welcome to the channel. If you find this video helpful, a like would be much appreciated, subscribe and stick around for more guides just like this one. Starting at factory, there are 3 keys here. The first is a key we've seen before, the factory exit key. This is the most useful key for factory, as well as the 2 doors it opens on customs, it also opens 2 extra exits in factory and a loot room. The first exit we see is gate 0. This is a pretty safe extra extract on the ground floor of factory, which is useful if you think the main unlocked extract might be being camped. The second is the cellar extraction, another safer extract, but this one is in the underbelly of factory, below the forklift room. The final use for this key in factory is the locked room at the top of the office area next to the breachable door. In here you'll find some loose loot, a jacket and a potential weapon spawn. Not the greatest use of this key, as it's got a durability of 50 that you'll probably want to prioritise using for extractions on this map or customs. Next up, we've simply got the door key and door key alternative. Both of these keys serve pretty much the same purpose, which is to open the pumping station in factory. One key opens the front door and the other opens the side door. You really don't need both of these keys. Behind this door you'll find some loose loot, and if you're on the sanitary standards quest and need gas analyzers, they will spawn in here too. Besides the quest, these keys are fairly useless and I wouldn't even recommend grabbing them for 3k rubles on the flea. Bottom line here, if you're going into factory, the only key you need for now is the factory exit key. At least until we get the factory expansion, which is supposedly coming very soon. Let's move on to woods. There are also 3 keys on woods, and each of these open one lock, unlike the mess that is factory. Firstly, we've got the ZB014 key. This key opens the back room of, you guessed it, the ZB014 bunker on the western side of the map near Scav House. Behind this gate you'll find a weapon box, loose loot on the shelves, and there's a spawn for 60 round 6L31 magazines on top of the barrels and sometimes on the floor. These magazines are needed for the Prapor quest ice cream cones, and this is the most reliable spawn for them. There is a chance that behind this lock gate the ZB014 extraction is available. If there are green flares going off outside the bunker, the extraction is open for you to use. This key is also used in the Trust Regain quest and can be bought for cheap off the flea market. This is a strongly recommended key mainly due to how cheap it is and that it unlocks a possible extraction. Next up we've got the Sturman key. This is a single use key which can only be found on the wood scav boss Sturman. Upon defeating Sturman and retrieving the key, you'll be able to open his common fund stash, which is located on the tyre on the opposite side of a pile of lumber from the warehouse. Bear in mind, one of these keys needs to be found in raid for the Huntsman's Path Woods Keeper quest from Jaeger. Behind the lock there is some pretty expensive loot which can include items such as bitcoins, Tetris, VPX modules, streamer items and the elusive Red Rebel ice pick. Don't buy this key, but if you kill Sturman, it's definitely worth looting him for the chance at some amazing treasures. Finally, on woods we've got the Yotota key. This opens the locked door of the pickup truck in the lumberyard. Some loose loot can spawn in here, but don't even bother keeping hold of this key as, practically speaking, it's a waste of a slot in your docs case or key tool. So the main keys to buy and keep here. For factory, the factory exit key has a massive utility across a number of maps and is worth buying and keeping one around. As for woods, ZB014 is a must due to the potential additional extraction, and Sturman's key has a lot of potentially high value loot, but you shouldn't buy this one. Instead you should seek out and eliminate Sturman, then use the key you find on him. Subscribe and stick around for more Escape from Tarkov guides just like this one. Like the video if you found it helpful. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.